What is your English level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Let's find out. Today, we're going to have an English level test to understand your level of English. Hello guys, I'm Kate, and in this lesson we're going to have a quiz to test your English level. There will be 3 parts: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. There will be 10 questions in each part of the test. I show you the question, then you have 5 seconds to think about the answer. You can pause the video if you need more time to think. I am going to explain the grammar and vocabulary in every question. Now let's get started. Please don't forget to count the number of correct answers you have. Question 1. Which sentence is correct? A. Which school do you go to? B. Which school are you go to? C. Which school you go to? The correct option is A. Which school do you go to? When we ask a question in the present simple tense, we use the auxiliary verb do plus subject plus base form of the verb. Which school do you go to? Question 2. Which sentence is correct? A. Those house has 5 bedrooms. B. This house has 5 bedrooms. C. This house has 5 bedrooms. The correct option is C. This house has 5 bedrooms. We have demonstrative pronouns: this, that, these, those. This and that are used for singular nouns like this house and that house. Those and these are used for plural nouns: these houses, those houses. In this sentence, we have one house. We need to say this house. 3. Which sentence is correct? A. It often snows in winter. B. It often snows in winter. C. It often snowing in winter. The correct option is B. It often snows in winter. We should use the present simple tense. The simple present tense expresses a general truth or regular action. With it, we add an S to the end of the verb. It often snows in winter. 4. Which sentence is correct? A. There are some clouds in the sky. B. There are some clouds in the sky. C. There is some clouds in the sky. The correct option is B. There are some clouds in the sky. The word clouds is a plural noun meaning more than one cloud. When we talk about more than one thing, we use are instead of is. So we say there are some clouds. 5. Which sentence is correct? A. Are you found your keys yet? B. Did you found your keys yet? C. Have you found your keys yet? The correct option is C. Have you found your keys yet? We use the present perfect tense to talk about something that happened in the past that explains or affects the present. To form the present perfect tense, we use have or has plus the past participle of the verb. Have plus past participle or has plus past participle. The word yet shows us that the action has not happened up to the current point in time, but it is expected to happen in the future. 6. Which sentence is correct? A. David hurt his foot when he jumped over the drain. B. David hurt his foot when he jumped over the drain. C. David hurted his foot when he jumped over the drain. The correct option is A. David hurt his foot when he jumped over the drain. The simple past tense is usually formed by adding ed to the verb, but there are some verbs that don't follow this rule. The simple past form of these verbs does not end in ed. Such verbs are called irregular verbs. The simple past tense of some irregular verbs does not change at all, like beat, beat, burst, burst, cost, cost, cut, cut, hit, hit, hurt, hurt, split, split, shut, shut, put, put, read, read. Spelling doesn't change, but pronunciation is different. For example, in the present simple tense, we say, I always shut the door. I often put some sugar in my coffee. In the past simple tense, we say, he shut the door. I put some sugar in my coffee. These verbs stay the same. 7. Which sentence is correct? A. The books fell through the shelf. B. The books fell off the shelf. C. The books fell over the shelf. The correct option is B. The books fell off the shelf. Some prepositions tell us about position or place. In this sentence, we should use fell off. You might fall off a bike, you might fall off the roof, you might fall off the top of a mountain. We can also say fall from. The man fell off the ladder or the man fell from the ladder. Both are correct. Question 8. Which sentence is correct? A. He didn't get to the station in time. B. He don't get to the station in time. C. He isn't got to the station in time. The correct option is A. He didn't get to the station in time. We use do not, does not, and did not to make other verbs negative. When we talk about the action that happened in the past, we use didn't plus base form of the verb. He didn't get to the station in time. 9. Which sentence is correct? A. She speaks clear and correct. B. She speaks clear and correctly. C. She speaks clearly and correctly. The correct option is C. She speaks clearly and correctly. Clearly and correctly are adverbs of manner. An adverb is a word that describes a verb. It tells you about an action or the way something is done. A lot of adverbs end in ly. He laughed loudly. The parcel arrived safely. The man walked slowly. An adjective usually describes a noun. She has a clear voice. Her voice is clear, but she speaks clearly. How does she speak? Clearly. 10. Which sentence is correct? A. I didn't see anybody in the park. B. I didn't see nobody in the park. C. I didn't see somebody in the park. The correct option is A. I didn't see anybody in the park. When we want to say no one in a sentence that is negative, we use nobody or anybody. We can't use two negative words in the same sentence. We cannot use a negative word two times. If we have don't, aren't, isn't, didn't, we use anybody or anything. I didn't see anybody in the park. Look at this example. We can say, there is nothing left in the fridge, or there isn't anything left in the fridge. When we have isn't in a sentence, we should use anything. Great job, guys! Now we have finished all the questions of the beginner level. How many correct answers do you have? If you have 8 or more correct answers, your level is higher than beginner. You should go ahead taking the test to see what your level is. And if you have less than 8 correct answers, your level is beginner. And that's not bad. Just keep practicing and you will take your English to the next level. Welcome to the intermediate section. 1. Which sentence is correct? A. I walked home when I met him. B. I was walking home when I met him. C. I walk home when I met him. The correct option is B. I was walking home when I met him. In this sentence, we use the past continuous tense. I was doing something means I was in the middle of doing it at a certain time. The action started before this time, but had not finished. Question 2. Which sentence is correct? A. This is nice jeans. B. These are nice jeans. C. This is a nice jeans. The correct option is B. These are nice jeans. Sometimes we use a plural noun for one thing that has two parts. For example, trousers, also jeans, shorts, pants, and pajamas. These words are plural, so they take a plural verb are. These are nice jeans. Although it is one thing, it is plural. We can also use a pair of plus these words. For example, this is a nice pair of jeans. We say this is because the word pair is singular. Question 3. Which sentence is correct? A. Have you heard anything from Bob recently? B. Did you hear anything from Bob recently? C. Have you been heard anything from Bob recently? The correct option is A. Have you heard anything from Bob recently? In this sentence, we use the present perfect tense. When we talk about a period of time that continues from the past until now, we use the present perfect. Have been, have traveled, etc. Here, we're talking about a period that continues until now, recently, in the last few days, so far, since I arrived, and so on. 4. Which sentence is correct? There is paint on his clothes. A. He has been painting his bedroom. B. He painted his bedroom. C. He has painted his bedroom. The correct option is A. He has been painting his bedroom. Has been painting is the present perfect continuous tense. We're thinking of the activity. It doesn't matter whether it has been finished or not. In this example, the activity painting the bedroom has not been finished. Now look at this example. He has painted his bedroom. The bedroom was blue. Now it is green. He has painted his bedroom. Has painted is the present perfect tense. Here, the important thing is that something has been finished. He has painted is a completed action. We are thinking about the result of the activity. The painted bedroom is the result of the activity. We are thinking about the result, not about the activity itself. 5. Which option is correct? When we got home last night, we found that somebody into the house. A. Had broken. B. Broke. C. Have broken. The correct option is A. Had broken. In this sentence, we use the past perfect tense. I had done. The past perfect is formed with had plus past participle. Gone, seen, finished, etc. Sometimes we talk about something that happened in the past. We got home last night. This is the starting point of the story. Then, if we want to talk about things that happened before this time, we use the past perfect. When we got home last night, we found that somebody had broken into the house. 6. Your friend is going to a wedding next week. You ask, A. What will you wearing? B. What are you going to wear? C. What do you wear? The correct option is B. What are you going to wear? Or what are you gonna wear? When we talk about the future plans, we use the structure to be going to. I'm going to do something means I have already decided to do it. I'm going to wear a white dress means I have already decided to do it. 7. Fill in the blank with the correct word. 3 hours from now, the movie theater will be empty. The film will have finished. Everyone, A. will go home. B. will have gone home. C. will be going home. The correct option is B. Will have gone home. We use the future perfect tense here. I will have done something means it will be complete before a time in the future. For example, Jenna always leaves for work at 7:30 in the morning. She won't be at home at 8 o'clock. She will have gone to work. Number 8. Sarah has quite a good job. What does this sentence mean? A. She has a very good job. B. Her job is good, but not the best. C. Her job is not good enough. The correct option is B. Her job is good, but not the best. Quite means less than very, but more than a little. In this sentence, the word quite means her job is good, but not the best. Probably there are better jobs out there, but it is quite good. It is pretty good. The words pretty and quite are similar in meaning. 9. Which sentence is correct? A. They have lived for a long time in the same house. B. They have lived in the same house for a long time. C. They for a long time lived in the same house. The correct option is B. They have lived in the same house for a long time. The correct word order is subject plus verb plus object plus place plus time. In this sentence, they is a subject, have lived is a verb, then we have a place in the same house, and time, when or how long, for a long time. It's important to know how to make sentences in English and put the words in the right order. I recommend that you watch my grammar lesson on word order. The link is here. 10. Which sentence is correct? A. Sorry, I sent this email at mistake. B. Sorry, I sent this email on mistake. C. Sorry, I sent this email by mistake. You can say that something happens by mistake, by accident, or by chance. But we say do something on purpose. For example, I didn't do it on purpose. I did it by mistake. This is the end of the intermediate section. Now, let me know how many correct answers do you have? If you have 8 or more than 8 correct answers, then your level is far beyond intermediate. So that's amazing. Keep going with the rest of the video and find out your level of English. Now it's time to move on to the advanced section. Choose the correct answer. There are no trains to Lakeside. You have a car, it's difficult to get there. A. Unless you have a car, it's difficult to get there. B. Providing you have a car, it's difficult to get there. C. As long as you have a car, it's difficult to get there. The correct option is A. Unless you have a car, it's difficult to get there. Unless means except if. Unless you have a car, it's difficult to get there. This means you can't get there except if you have a car, or you can get to Lakeside only if you have a car. 2. Which sentence is correct? A. The thief admitted taken the money. B. The thief admitted to have taken the money. C. The thief admitted to take the money. The correct option is A. The thief admitted taken the money. The following verbs always need a gerund after them. Verb plus ing. Admit, avoid, consider, enjoy, escape, finish, mind, practice, resist, risk, suggest. Number 3. Which sentence is correct? A. Alex deserves receiving the award for his hard work. B. Alex deserves to receive the award for his hard work. C. Alex deserves to have received the award for his hard work. The correct option is B. Alex deserves to receive the award for his hard work. The verb deserve needs the infinitive after it, to plus base form of the verb. We can also use a noun. Alex deserves the award for his hard work. Or Alex deserves to receive the award for his hard work. The following verbs always require the infinitive: agree, appear, care, decide, deserve, expect, fail, hesitate, hope, intend, plan, promise, refuse, and want. 4. Which option is correct? If workers refuse to work, they A. Make a strike. B. Go on strike. C. Do a strike. The correct option is B. Go on strike. If workers want to protest their work conditions, they go on strike or refuse to work until conditions improve. 5. Which sentence is correct? A. I'm renting a small studio until I find my dream apartment. B. I rent a small studio until I find my dream apartment. C. I've been renting a small studio until I find my dream apartment. The correct answer is A. I'm renting a small studio until I find my dream apartment. We use the continuous tense for temporary situations, things that continue for a short time. I'm renting a small studio until I find my dream apartment. In this sentence, the speaker is in a temporary living situation, renting a studio, while looking for a more permanent place, their dream apartment. 6. Replace the bolded phrase with a synonym. I'm aware of the recent changes and would like to hear more about your perspective on them. A. I'm concerned about. B. I'm informed about. C. I'm ignorant of. The correct answer is B. I'm informed about. To be aware of something means to know about. If you're aware of something, that means you know it or you are informed about it. Number 7. Choose the correct answer. We, for about an hour, when the car suddenly stopped. Had been driving. B. Were driving. C. Have been driving. The correct option is A. Had been driving. When we talk about a situation in the past that went on before a particular past time and finished at that time or before it, we should use the past perfect continuous. We use the past perfect continuous to talk about something that was in progress recently before or up to a past point in time. So, we had been driving for about an hour when the car suddenly stopped. 8. Fill in the blank with the correct word. The street lights, leaving us in complete darkness. A. Broke up. B. Went down. C. Went off. The correct option is C. Went off. When an electronic device goes off, it turns off and stops working. 9. If you keep your eye on the ball, A. You solve a problem. B. You are very attentive. C. You argue with someone. The correct answer is B. You are very attentive. The phrase keep your eye on the ball is an idiom which means to stay very focused on something. By the way, I have an amazing lesson on idioms. I leave a link here so you can watch it after this lesson. 10. Which sentence is correct? A. If she had taken the earlier flight, she would have arrived before the storm. B. If she took the earlier flight, she would have arrived before the storm. C. If she had taken the earlier flight, she would arrive before the storm. The correct option is A. If she had taken the earlier flight, she would have arrived before the storm. Here we have an example of a third conditional sentence, which is used to talk about a past situation that did not happen and its possible result in the past. This sentence structure typically follows the pattern if plus past perfect, would plus have plus past participle. It describes a hypothetical situation in the past and its potential result. Well done! This is the end of the advanced section. If you have all the answers correct in the advanced section, then your level is advanced. Congratulations! I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to let me know your level and how many correct answers you've had in the comments below. If you want to make me a little bit happier, you can send me super thanks. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye!